like it.
All right, yeah, let's get into it, man. You know what I wanted to talk about? We just played "Heart of the City" there by Hove, but I was listening to that whole album recently, and I heard the third verse. Third verses used to be very significant back in the day,
Bro.
and nowadays we don't really have much third verses on a lot of these songs that are coming out.
I think that has a lot to do with all right, so it's a science to everything.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is I think some people would say, well, our attention span is slacking up slowly but surely. Is it that, or are you not pushing yourself to actually sit down and really listen to something? You know what I mean? Like really hone in on what's taking place.
Okay.
Like, are you valuing your time and effort to really utilize your brain, your ears, and your eyes when it comes down to stuff in general? Because even though we're listening to a third verse of a song, are we really paying attention to what the lyrics are?
That's true. So are you saying that it's not really necessary for the third verse?
No, I think the third verse is very necessary.
Okay. Okay.
Because you never know what it's like an incomplete sentence, depending on the type of song that you're dropping.
It can be like a closure.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Because everybody needs closure to stuff in life,
I agree.
in order to move on to the next. I was listening to
I'm sorry, just like I was saying a closer, but just like a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
To say that. But go ahead.
You need it, because that's completion.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everything has an exodus. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Everything has a beginning, everything has an end. But if you never fully get to the end of anything, you'll just kind of like get lost in it.
True.
You know what I mean? So in order for you to be able to understand the message, you have to hear the message in its entirety.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So I say that, like, even I was listening to Outkast, the Aquemini album.
Okay.
And I was listening to Andre on the song Mamacita. And as old as that verse is, the relevance of that verse now is very, very important.
Okay.
Because of today's time and how things are going. But if you're a visionary and you're able to see into what's taking place, and that goes back to your five senses, you know what I mean, just in general. But if you pay attention to what's going on, you can visually see the message that he was given and hear it and intake it and process it through your brain and actually focus on what's taking place. So I really think when it comes down to the state of hip hop, them shortening stuff isn't really a benefactor for the people, because
It's not.
Yeah, because what you're doing is you're shortening your attention span, and that can actually cause, believe it or not, ADHD, all different types of stuff. Like, oh well, I got to do this, I got to do that. Like, no one's really like sitting down and focusing no more.
Facts. I totally agree with you. And like you said, there's no focusing. I mean, I kind of see why they're doing it, because they're saying that like you said, people's attention spans are lowering, and also because of the algorithms, they're thinking that people don't listen all the way through the verse anyway. So they're just trying to shorten the songs. Most songs nowadays are like between like, some songs are like a minute 30, 145.
I hate it.
And like some songs now are between like 2 minutes 30 and 3 minutes.
Yeah,
It's kind of short. I mean, I know they're thinking about like the radio play and, the play that, for the DJs in the clubs and things, but I missed the third verse.
yeah.
I miss the long hooks. I miss bridges in songs.
I'm gonna tell you this. You know how this is how I know I felt cheated and slighted.
Okay.
I went to the strip club in Atlanta, right?
Oh, I already know he's about to. If you're not gonna say it, I'll say it. Go ahead.
And what I noticed is, like, you get paid by the lap dance, and that's according to the song, right? They don't play the whole song.
That's how they get you.
And that's how they get you. And that's kind of how I feel. I feel slighted when I'm not getting if I'm not getting the services that I paid for, just in general. And it doesn't have to be a strip club, but even just in general, like when it comes down to buying music or purchasing music. These albums at one point in time, they were it was at least like an hour long. Like
Master P and them used to be giving us like 21, 22, 23
you get what I'm saying?
Full songs, 4 minutes, 4 or 5 minute songs. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I appreciate Chris Brown for what he did. Like
with skits and interludes and all that.
You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Chris Brown because he actually tried to bring that joint back.
Mm-hmm.
And some people like, man, well, and the people who enjoy music were like, yo, that joint was dope. Like, not too many people could do it. Yeah, everybody could do it. But you're choosing to limit yourself based upon what hearsay is. Oh, their attention span is getting shorter. How do you know that? They're born just like the next person. They have the same exact attention span as the next person.
Yeah.
They're just choosing to limit themselves.
Right.
So that's why I say it's the science behind everything. You got to pay attention to the psychology. Like it's really like, okay, if we say, well, they say this, who the fuck is they?
That's true.
You know what I mean? So
you got to give some backstory into what you're saying.
Exactly. So I don't think times have changed. I just think that the people who strive to control, whether it's the music or the news or whatever, they're choosing to do that. You know what I mean? As far as like with the music in general. So that's my whole spiel on it. But yeah, I missed the third verse too.
For sure.
I missed the third verse too.
Heck yeah.